The IPCC sixth assessment report has come out, focusing on the impacts, adaptation, and vulnerability to climate change the world over. You can see a little shot of their website there, and I show this to you so that you know that at ipcc.ch, you can actually go to this if you want to dive into these different areas and understand the nature of the threat that we face as a people. It's there. I will bottom line it for you though. It's not good. And why wouldn't it be? We haven't done anything since the last one. Wouldn't that be weird if suddenly it's like, oh no, actually the glaciers are like way more solid now. We don't have to worry about it. The oceans are receding. No, that's not what happened. The report finds that climate change is affecting every person's physical and mental health and classifies nearly half of the entire global population as being, quote, highly vulnerable to climate impacts, which can come in a variety of forms, as we will describe. The report concludes, by the way, that it is no longer possible to fully adapt to some global warming impacts. Irreversible losses are occurring among some warm water coral reefs, coastal wetlands, and some rainforests. And once ecosystems reach their hard limits, people will be directly affected as they lose the benefits these natural systems provide. That's one of the things that we often forget in this, is that the destruction of these sorts of things isn't gonna be limited to like arable farmland. These parts of the world that are being wrecked serve a purpose in their own right, and we're gonna be losing that. And to give you an idea of some of what we face, deadly heat stress could affect up to 76% of humanity by the end of the century. Up to 3 billion people around the world could face chronic water scarcity if world leaders fail to meet the goals of the Paris Climate Accord. And there are obviously many other effects other than that, Sabrina, but I think that's a good launching point. What do you think about this? Will anyone listen this time around?
Right now, I don't think so, unfortunately. They should, because I think maybe people are more focused, understandably, on global events. But the thing is, with climate change, it's only going to ramp up more fighting across countries and whatnot, because like as resources get diminished, people are going to be gravitating to wherever they can survive, and we're going to continue to see more conflict. So if people will want to say, well, climate change should not be a priority, we've got potential wars happening, it's like, well, let's look a little bit more long term. Let's look at the future of the planet. Let's look at the future of humanity. How is humanity going to survive? Not only just like breathing with the weather, but like the future wars that this is going to create.
Yeah. If you're totally right. We have this opportunity right now where people recognize, hey, major powers invading each other, not a great thing. Okay, well then how about we, before it's too late, stop producing a world that's gonna be far more conducive to that, where like, do we think that countries are gonna do less invading when they have a harder time feeding their population, when they have a harder time getting clean, fresh water that they need access to? No, this is gonna result in not only a lot of strife inside of the borders of countries, but between them as well. Resource wars are going to be effectively like the story of our time for the rest of this century, and we are just barreling towards that situation. And it would be bad enough if we didn't see it coming. Like if we were suddenly smacked by some sort of dark asteroid that no one could see, that would be a tragedy. But when you see it coming for a really long time, that's what Oscar nominated movies are made of. And as in that, we have all the information we need. This is the sixth of these reports. They keep coming out. We have some responsible people, whether on the activism side or elected politicians, that are trying to get through to us. And what happens to them? AOC talked a lot about the Green New Deal. Greta Thunberg is one of many high profile activists. How are they treated by the media at large? They're laughed at.
I mean, we just saw how they were treated. They're trying to make the cause for climate change. They're trying to distill it to, oh, it's just this young girl. She doesn't know any better. She's gonna drop solar panels on this country, and that's how she's gonna save the world. Like they're trying to make this hyperbolic enemy to their cause in order to make it just seem so irrational. Like, no, we can't have a cleaner planet. No, we have to care about what's happening right now. And the thing is, they just don't care. They just don't care, because they're not going to be around probably by the time we feel like the more harsh effects of climate change, it's all for one to them.
Yeah, I think it's two-pronged. It's one, the first one that you just said, that a lot of the absolute worst, most apocalyptic effects, they don't care. These are people that largely don't care, but the vast majority of the people that are alive right now. We expect empathy for people who aren't yet born. That isn't how they work. But we are going to experience a lot of bad effects of climate change. I got news for you. We are right now. Obviously, I'm in California. It's generally on fire these days. So that already exists. The thing is, all the people doing the attacking are as insulated from those effects as possible. Like my knee-jerk reaction is to say, Greg Gutfeld, you're broadcasting The Five from New York City. How interested are you in canoeing to work someday? But the thing is, they'll just flee. They're a-holes, but they're rich a-holes, and they know it. Like Donald Trump lived in New York, now he's in Florida. Both are gonna be absolutely devastated by climate change, but they'll move. And they will have the ability to. Others will lose their homes, they will lose everything. They'll be wrecked financially when the time comes for them to finally flee, when the flooding gets even worse than it is already. But they're insulated from it. And so we get no empathy. And what they're effectively doing is the same as what they're doing on so many topics, wasting our time, muddying the waters, trying to sheepdog as many people as possible into not caring until it's too late. And unfortunately on this topic, as much as any other topic I can think of, they have been incredibly successful for literally decades. Any final thoughts, Sabrina?
No, it's just exactly what you said. It's a problem for normal working class people who don't have the means to just up and uproot their life and move to wherever will be safer. I mean, and even then, who's to say, even if you could move, like how affordable will it be to move to these safer places as we continue to see climate change for the worse? It's not going to be accessible to normal people. Only the rich will be able to survive. And it's unfortunate because they don't seem to be the ones who are doing much to actually advocate for climate change.
Exactly. Yeah. Why don't they they're so good at following the profit motive. Make some solar panels, invest in some of the technology. And I use that obviously as short script for a wide variety of technologies across multiple different forms of renewable energy generation. But they've just got it too good when it comes to oil and coal. As of right now, they've got it too good. Well, the report is online and great reporting is available in a variety of sources. So if you are interested in this, the fate of our planet, feel free to go look that up. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.